I want to bounce this off you. I wrote about it at Blue Line Station. Do you think Fiip Chytil could play the one right wing spot next season?
Definitely. I definitely think. How about this? It's worth trying out. At this
Hmm.
point last year, we tried everything. I mean, we went from Blake Wheeler, which completely failed. Then we go out and we get Roslovic at the trade deadline. He had good speed, and I thought he had a good stretch towards the end of the playoffs. But he was pretty ineffective, to be honest. And we saw himself go from a top line wing to playing on the third and fourth line. And he really, looking back at it, don't want to deviate, but now that I mentioned it, I don't think Roslovic was a good fit in the system. We'll get to that in a second. But I do think we could see Hito go up to that one. We saw it in the playoffs a little bit. I thought he looked good. I don't know if it was just everybody else was tired from playing the whole postseason, and he didn't play any postseason games up to that point. But I thought, especially in round two, we saw it, but I thought in the Eastern Conference Final, Hito did look good, and they didn't make the noise. But again, I don't think it was such a small sample because, again, like we said, Florida is so damn good. I would want to see that. I like that point. I would want to see that, and I think we're way too far out to give any sort of prediction or any sort to start talking lines. I mean, the guys are probably just getting on their flights to their vacations now at the end of the season. I think you're going to see a whole bunch of guys if we don't go out and get a solidified player for the first line. I think you might see a lot of guys go up there, And again, it's too early to say that, but I want to bounce that back over to you since you brought it up. You must think that he might have a shot at that first line.
Yeah, I thought he looked really good in that spot. There's been conversation before about if he's going to center or play the wing. And I mean, he centered Zibanejad. He centered Panarin and Lafreniere. But now Trocheck seems like you just can't touch that line after how great they were this season. And it's sad because I thought that line was clicking when Heedle played 10 games of the regular season. Like, I would have kept him there. If he wasn't out as long as he was, I would have thought, if it was a few games, they would have brought him back to that spot. So you can't move Trocheck. That's not even a question. So I do think we could see him on that. I just think it's a thought that if they can't make a huge trade, just based on their the clauses on contracts, etc., and I don't think the bargain bin route has worked. Why not try someone in house that, do you want Heedle centering the third line or do you want him on the right wing? I just think it's an option for the organization to have.